We're going to have our judges give some feedback for the teams, as well as announce our winner. I know you are waiting anxiously, so I'm going to turn it over to them.
Well, I'm going first. I have the dubious honor of going first, like the Easter Seals group, because we're pairing it up with or going in the same order as the presentations. So if I also run out of time, I'll just give you a little feedback on the process we went through. Joy and I were judges last year as well, and so last year we went in and we went around the table and really kind of took a long time debating every single presentation, and it took a really long time to get to a point where we had narrowed down the scope. So we went through an exercise of say, hey, let's just go through and each of us give our top 3 so we can narrow it down to the top 3 groups first, and then we can debate between those top 3 and get to the winner. Unfortunately, it didn't work because in that process, all 6 groups had a minimum of 2 top 3 votes. So congratulations to all you guys.
Thanks a lot.
There wasn't a single presentation that one of us didn't, at least 2 of us didn't think was a potential winner. So congratulations to all of you. That was a really great job tonight.
We're on sea level.
So I'm gonna what we're gonna do now is that we'll go down in the same order of presentations and just give a little bit of our thoughts or feedback. So Easter Seals was the person who I'm speaking about, and what we loved about Easter Seals was first and foremost that we thought they killed it on the creativity in terms of the coming up with a full ad campaign with the logos. The mascot, the kind of the guerrilla marketing with the Shamrock idea, the producing a radio spot in time. We thought the creative was fantastic. We did collectively feel that there was a gap with the no online or no social presence at all, and so we feel that regardless of whether they had resources to do that or not internally at Easter Seals, that should have been in the mix. That would be our constructive criticism. But we thought that the creativity was outstanding. And going first, for one of the criteria here is presentation. It's difficult to go first. I think all the groups after that learned you don't introduce every single person in your team and where they're from and how old they are. So, but you have to give them some bonus points for going first and having to try to figure it out. 7 minutes is a really short time. So we thought you guys did an excellent job, especially with that ridiculous time constraint.
Okay, I'm going next. I have Hugs, and Hugs actually, so you guys went second. We really liked the strategic thinking that you guys presented. In fact, we felt that was probably one of the strongest. You guys pointed out the unique aspects of Hugs. You went right to that. Let's see, we also liked the tagline very much. When a child is ill, the whole family is ill. We thought that was really brilliant and kind of gave everything to kind of hang the rest of your marketing campaign from. We also thought it was brilliant, the funnel, using the digital channel to go from awareness, conclusion, to the donation. We thought that really made a lot of sense. And we also liked your use of AdWords. We thought that was really strong, especially for a nonprofit. We had a few questions on the volunteer programs. We weren't quite sure what the exact mechanism was behind that. If you were talking about like a catch fire thing, but we thought that was also kind of creative and smart to come up with. We like that tagline too, the Hug Life. Was a good balance of traditional and non-traditional media, so we liked that as well, and it was a strong presentation overall.
All right, on the third one for Big Brothers Big Sisters. So overall, we really liked kind of identifying what the issue was, problem, the creativity. Definitely, I think you guys were going for that visceral reaction of pulling along. We really liked that. I thought that was clever. I think some of the feedback is trying to make it potentially more, let's say, not so creepy, but it was great concept. I think trying to make it so, but definitely caught our attention. Also, Also really positive on using the PSA. I mean, I think explaining that. I think that really, I think that spoke to a lot of people, and I think that would be a really positive message using that creative. And overall, I mean, really good energy, in the presentation. So nice job.
Oh, is it? The cheap one is usually a good one. All right, so it's Helping Hands Hawaii, and just want to say that I'm glad Jan, is Jan here tonight? The CEO?
Yes, she's not here.
All right, good.
We'll represent for her.
All right, cool. So anyway, I could not, give the comments with a straight face looking at her because she is so humble. So I'm glad that you pointed that out as part of your presentation and so forth. I really, like the fact and could connect with, the voice and using the CEO, the positioning, especially around the hot button issue of homelessness, which I think has been adequately spoken about. So really thought that was very strategic. And in terms of constructive criticism, the only thing I'd offer would be that to look at how that connects with how to go about volleying sort of your impact statements change. Campaigns are great, whether it's PR, marketing, or both. I think, especially for nonprofits, to be able to say how that creates impact, because, you can have great outcomes in terms of hits and clicks and all that stuff, but if it really does not create change, then that's what we are held accountable for in the nonprofit sector. So, maybe it's a bit nebulous in terms of what I'm saying, but what I'm trying to get at is a way to look at how to connect that with not just marketing value propositions, but to look at how that retrofits with the mission that has been in existence and to take it to the next level. So anyway, that's the only thing I offer, but great job.
I get to talk about Family Promise of Hawaii. And a lot of fans in our group. Again, as Joy pointed out, homelessness is such a big issue here in Honolulu, and I think you all were able to figure out what is unique about Family Promise of Hawaii. There's so many different organizations that deal with homelessness, and the fact that you're able to figure out or try to get the message out is about the ones with families or with kids. So that was good. I think we thought it also was very creative. I thought the website redesign and talking about 80% was really strong. What was really good, I thought, was the TV, the storyboard, and where you talked about that. I thought that was really compelling, and we all felt the same way. It was such a good story. I was trying to figure out where you were going with it, but when you got to the end, I'm like, that was such a good video and such a good spot. One constructive criticism, if I may, is I think it would have been great to get a full media budget. I think the saying $5,000 will relate to $250,000 is I mean, that would be wonderful if you could do that. But I happen to serve on a few nonprofit boards. And so the next time I go to KITV, I will remember that.
Ask for a lot of these.
Okay, I'll remember that. But that is still good advice. It's wonderful to say use your leverage, use the wonderful things that your nonprofit is doing, and try to appeal to the hearts, whether it's KITV or the Star Advertiser or some other news stations. I think the final thing I just want to say, I just thought the presentation was very, very strong. So I thought, excellent job.
I have seen our last presenting group, and so we felt that it was really creative to actually target the customer and really focus on the experience that the customer would be having, whether it's at an event or it's at the restaurant or it's on the field. We're really trying to build this culture of locally sourcing and really focus on the product itself. The events were really creative, something for millennials, something for people who care about where their food is coming from. Our one critique was that we felt it was more of an overall business plan, which may have been influenced by the needs of your client. We recognize it's an organization running a business. The business has seen a few hard times, and so that's probably what they expressed to you in your meeting this morning is how do we get more customers to get back into the location. But what we were looking for was actually the marketing plan. And although it was very well presented, I actually felt that each of those little elements would actually require their own marketing plan individually. And to leverage a brand new chef, which can be very exciting, should be its own presentation altogether. So we do think that you had some interesting constraints, given that you have a client that is specifically looking at one particular goal. But otherwise, strong presentation, really good ideas, and it would definitely make for a very strong social media campaign with viral marketing.
And the creative table is fun.
And with that,
Drum roll. The winner. All right. Yeah, I forgot already who the winner is.
Changing your mind, right?
Terrific job by everyone.
So I want to preface, and this is not to intentionally build suspense, but what the heck. I just want to say thank you to all of you, the planning committee, the ADAP folks, each and every one of you that volunteered, certainly, but not the least the nonprofit organizations that have actually, sort of stepped up your courage and to see what you could do, benefit. I mean, this is great. I mean, I can't tell you enough. And AJ and I, and I hope it's okay to say this, and you can skip it from there. We fund a lot of organizations, so it's hard, and I would venture to say that I think we funded, all of them, if not most of them. Yeah. And I think that's true for all of us here represented. So it was a difficult decision, and this is not to say that it was, of course there can only be one number one, but I think Evan was the one who encouraged us to believe that everybody else is in the second place. So with that, yeah, I'm not going to announce it yet. So, and one of the recurring themes that I saw was the hashtag thing, which is really cool, by the way. And for someone that is not so techie, I found that pretty amusing, and I mean that in the as a compliment, by the way, just for clarity. And the Kaiser Permanente is very fortunate to be able to support this, and we're looking forward to how we can continue to be involved. And I really want to thank the judges who've taken time out of their busy schedule. You may think it's the weekend, but all of these folks, they actually attend events and different time commitments. I want to thank Evan for taking leadership, and each and every one of you. I mean, it does, it does say a lot. It speaks volumes. So, big round of applause. And so if I were to create a hashtag, having digested all the cool stuff and the creative stuff that was presented, I would say it would say "Thrive, baby, thrive." And I'm not just saying it. I'm right under. And by the way, no credit to Sarah Palin. I'm not. I have no political. Anywho, without further ado, the winner is Hug.
I'd like to thank James Charisma for not competing this year.
Well, so we're going to do a quick photo op with our perennial ADAP trophy.
Nice job.
And then we have gift cards from you, donated by Al Center.
All right.
And This Week Magazine gift cards to Big City Diners. Okay, so we'll hand those out after the photo. Sound good?
All right.